Hey guys, Taro here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Faymonville approach. Playing for you today, spawning on the right hand side. Playing as Soviet Union is Khan, who is from Pakistan, if his COH2.org profile is to be believed. He's about rank rank 150 as Soviets. Spawning on the left, playing as OKW, is CelticsREP from Australia. Little known fact, he's actually supposed to participate in the first Tyrant Pacific Invitational, a tournament the other weekend, but he had to pull out at late notice for work reasons. So unfortunate that he didn't get to participate in that, but here we are. We're going to get to see him play here today. So straight away CelticsREP has locked in Breakthrough, so we're probably going to be seeing some Fusiliers. Good thing about Faymonville, there aren't too many garrisons apart from this one here in the centre of the map that are actually important. So you don't really need the infiltration grenade, so scavenge isn't as necessary on this map. Also, a thing to note on this map, a lot of fences makes it quite hard to get team weapons around. So you can't vault these fences with their team weapons, so can be troublesome for your machine guns to maneuver around this map. It's also something to keep in mind. So we see Khan putting down some sandbags here right on the edge of his cutoff. So he's got some nice heavy cover here to try and protect that with. So he's sending some conscripts around to try and flank this garrison position. CelticsREP's just trying to hold on to that because he knows if he loses control of this garrison he's going to be in serious trouble. Here comes a Kubel in fact. So that's one way of dealing with the fences with your machine gun or your suppression platform. You can Kubel can crush these light fences, can't crush the stone walls though. So they will still be a barrier. Action going on many fronts. Stern Pioneers managed to get a flank on these conscripts. Other conscripts rotate to try and fire upon the Stern Pioneers. Even though they are cheaper and faster to reinforce these days, still a priority target in the early game if you can get them off the field. So it looks like things are going pretty well for CelticsREP so far, forcing away those conscripts, inflicting quite a lot of bleed onto this squad, and they're also suppressing this squad here for Khan. So early engagements going to CelticsREP. I might just call him Celtic from now on because why not?
Losing supplies to the enemy. As ready as we can be.
So we've got some Stern Pioneers here getting control of this cutoff. Not that there's anything that Khan has down here to cut off.
Anti-tank mine set to go.
And now they're going to do some repairs on that Kubel. You see that Khan's gone for a tier 1 build and he is building a sniper. Unusual that you see a tier 1 build without a scout car, but he is very late into the fuel to try and go for a scout car, but a scout car would be a logical counter to the Kubel that CelticsREP does possess. So
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Slightly unusual build here from Khan. Oh, nicely done there. Kubel suppresses that conscript squad. Looks like Common Engineers is trying to get around on the flank here. Also going for the cutoff, but this one is only going to cut off this, well, in fact, no sectors. I thought that the squad was going to do some capping up there in the north, but No sectors are being neutralised by that cut-off manoeuvre. So Sniper's up to 2 kills now. He's been quite defensive with that. I thought he might just stick around and blast away at that garrison, but it looks like he's rotating to the north now. And here comes CelticsREP putting some pressure on Khan's fuel point. And all of the squads are quite low, as you can see, so I'm not sure how well he's going to be able to defend that. Luckily the Sniper is there, but Sniper doesn't want to just run around this corner and be exposed to the fire from that Shrek squad there. It's like he's just gonna... what is he doing with that Sniper? It's like he's setting up to fire on those stern pioneers. There we go. Down goes one. So that's guard rifle now. I mean guard motor selected by Khan. So maybe he's going to bring out a heavy mortar. We do see an infantry support gun fielded by CelticsREP.
Supply sector under attack. Engineer standing by.
Sniper wants to find an angle to try fire at that stern pioneer squad, but he's behind that hedge there. I guess he can't even see it. He can see it now. So he should definitely cancel that mine. Still, pretty good start for CelticsREP, especially considering he's up against tier 1 play from Khan. He's got more of the map under his control, ever so slightly. I feel like he's inflicted more bleed, and he's managed to neutralise this fuel point for a decent spell of time now. So a pretty strong start for OKW against Soviet. This can often be quite a tough early game. Now that he's at the required amount of command points, he is going to start bringing in some Fusiliers. And he has actually gone for battle groups, so we're not going to see any light vehicles from him, apart from the Kubel, for a decent spell of time yet. If he even decides to go for tier 2, he may decide to try rush Lux, which is certainly a lot more common when you see the battle group as the first tech option for OKW. So Khan finally has his fuel under control once more, and Sniper's racking up a few kills, up to 7 now. Does have healing as well, so he can heal that Sniper up. Good to see. A few Fusiliers here in the garrison, very, very low. May go down to the guards. Oh, something, squad went down somewhere. Oh, that was the snipers. The snipers got sniped there by that ISG, I'm pretty sure. Oh no! Oh no! That's a terrible blow for Khan. And those Fusiliers actually did manage to get away on that just tiny fraction of health. So CelticsREP continues to climb into the lead here in the early game. Do see tier 3 now down for Khan though, and he is putting out himself a T70.
We are losing territory.
But in response to that, we do have 2 Shrek squads and a Raketenwerfer, so that T70 is going to have quite a lot of trouble operating, I feel. Plenty of anti-tank to try and deal with that for CelticsREP. Wow, this ISG! 6 kills already, that's off to a flying start. And pinning that squad there so they can't even cap that point there. Definitely getting some good luck there with that ISG. So here comes T70, and I feel that's going to allow Khan to retake his fuel. T70 is a pretty good wiping squads on retreat. And oh my god, look at that! That squad's getting shredded by the T-70. Oh, he switches targets to this true squad in the garrison. Switches back, continues to chase on this low health squad. Oh, and he gets it on that final hit there. Kenworth is rotating to the north, but it's not having any success. And this Shrek squad is also extremely low. T-70 wants to get the kill on that as well. Now he starts to retreat process, but this is going to be a nasty retreat path, and down it goes, the T-70. AT grenade coming out here from the Fusiliers, but as I was saying, with these fences, Team Weapon's having a lot of trouble, and Sir Kenworth cannot find a line to try and finish the job on the T-70. And that's just what Khan needed to get back into this game. So losing his sniper, having his fuel harassed a lot more, picks up 2 Shrek squads, and just like that, tables are turned, and now he's in the lead. His troops just juking it out here in close range. Going toe to toe. So yeah, T-70 is actually not a terrible play against OKW when they've gone battle group first, because usually they're going to try and rush the Lukes, and the T-70 is an excellent counter to the Lukes. He's a more powerful gun, so if it's a light tank versus light tank battle, T-70 usually comes out trumps. Still got to be careful around those Kenworth, as 2 of those shells will knock it out unless you use the crew repair, which is very expensive as well, and stops your tank from firing as well, so you got to be careful with it.
120mm mortars are now available for deployment.
Oh, there's a mine up there. And we see a mortar, that's a heavy mortar in fact, called in by Khan. So he's just sitting there in his base at the moment, just that incredible range that thing has, just shelling away from the safety of his base.
Well done, comrades. Contact with the enemy!
So we see that those 2 wipes have certainly afforded Khan a bit more map control, which is good for him. And we'll have to see what CelticsREP's next play is. He's got a lot of fuel in the bank. Looks like he's mobilizing his truck now, so I see his next tech choice coming through very shortly. Looks like these folks are going to win this engagement at long range, which is not really too surprising.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now
Has
available.
that fence been broken anyway? Yes, looks like it has. You always want to break that fence first things first if you're on that spawn.
Enemy infantry. Armored cars
On Faymonville, so it can cause a lot of issues getting out of your base. Oh, T-70 almost takes down the Kubel. Switches targets to those Fusiliers, forcing them to retreat. So the Khan is starting to push CelticsREP back again, mainly because I believe Celtics hasn't really teched, or he's super late in deciding to tech. And on top of those 2 wipes, he's still firmly in the victory point lead. Khan down to 231 to CelticsREP's 483. Oh, nasty heavy mortar shot there. Takes that squad to about half health. Also a cheeky grenade there thrown by CelticsREP right on the door, so if they did it, try and evacuate the building out the front door to try and dodge that grenade, they might have actually got wiped there. Nice tricky play there from Celtics. And he's actually going for a Puma, so that is going to counter the T-70 quite nicely. Also counter Khan's Tier 1 opening. He doesn't have any anti-tank guns available to him at the moment. So an interesting choice from Celtics to side tech to Tier 2.
Engineers ready for assignment.
Doesn't really need to tech to Tier 4 to in terms of infantry. Fusiliers will be able to perform quite effectively in that elite infantry role once they've got their G43s. Don't really need Obersoldaten, but a Panther is always nice. Especially if you're going to be duking out against T-34 85s. Here comes Khan trying to make a play on the cut-off once more, getting quite close into Celtic's base here. Could expose them to a nasty retreat path, but actually most of the squads are in base currently. So heavy mortars deploying smoke to try and allow these conscripts to cap this victory point here in the centre. Seems like Khan is starting to feel the pressure of being so far behind in terms of victory points. Starting to get a bit more desperate in that avenue. He's actually invested in Su-76. Interesting choice. That will counter the Puma. Puma's having a bit of trouble firing over that wall at the T-70. T-70's having a similar amount of trouble. Squad is here, but doesn't look like he's researched anti-tank grenades, so he cannot snare that Puma and that will get away with ease. Looks like heavy mortars on garrison destroying duties, just trying to knock out that house, which is causing him so many troubles trying to cap this centre victory point. Has branched out to the southern VP, but conscripts don't stand much of a chance against G43 Fusiliers, but maybe with some T-70 support they will. Here comes T-70. There is a Kugel down here. Where is the Puma? Puma is now on the way to the south. Still, the engagement was won here by the T-70 in the south. Su-76 here in the centre barraging, so that's not going to be able to support the T-70 if it does get caught out of position here by the Puma. One thing to note about the Puma is it also cannot cross these walls, these heavy cover walls, so it will also have a few problems getting around Faymonville. Can cross the light fences, of course, but not the concrete walls. The Su-76, however, can. T-70 cannot. So it's always a little bit risky leaving your Su-76 to just auto-fire on troops. It does give away its position to anti-tank weaponry, and that's what we're about to see play out here. It looks like this Rekinwerfer is positioning, trying to fire upon this Su-76, but he is rotating it to the south at a very opportune time, perhaps sensing the Puma down there. Puma opens up on the Su-76, but they both exchange one shell. Still no AT grenades for Khan. T-70 locking down the north.
AT grenades now available to all conscripts.
He died like a hero.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
So CelticsREP does have quite a lot of fuel in the bank, maybe thinking about going straight for a King Tiger. Wow, that T-70 is doing work. It's up to Vet 2, 13 kills. Good awareness as well. Sensing that there may be an anti-tank weapon rotating to deal with that T-70. Backs it off. And then comes the infantry to try and deal with that subsequent rotation of AT from CelticsREP, catching his Raketenwerfer slightly out of position, and so is his Puma. Oh, and now he does have the anti-tank grenades researched. And those conscripts get in range. This could be trouble. Here comes SC-76 from the south. Conscripts around to close range. No, they're actually going for the Raketenwerfer. Grenade tries to clear that. Is successful. And whoa, what happened there? Not sure. Something died. I mean, I guess it was a conscript squad. I think he only had one squad of guards. Oh, T-70 out of position with its rear armor exposed to the Puma, but he is baiting it over this mine, and down goes the Puma. Well, that was, I'm not sure if that was just bait or inattentiveness there from Khan, but either way it worked out greatly to his favour. Nicely done there. Baiting that Puma in and knocking it out. That was the risk that CelticsREP was just playing. I'm not sure why he didn't send that Puma back for repairs. He does have the mechanised regiment, could quite easily have repaired that. Just running it round on half health, just asking for trouble. As we see, Khan is doing a really good job preserving his squads. Hit 3 on all of his combat squads. And this T-70 continues to rack up kills now, up to 17, including 1 vehicle kill. Still, CelticsREP is firmly ahead in terms of victory points. Khan's now down to just over 200 to CelticsREP's 415. Oh, look at that! Heavy mortar shell just wipes that Fusilier squad. Oh, T-70 catches the Kubel and down it goes! Whoa, was that another... So I don't see any Stern Pioneers. What happened to the Stern Pioneers? Maybe that was the squad that I missed getting killed before. Either way, CelticsREP has lost 4 infantry squads now, I believe, as well as his Raketen that's been decrewed up here. He's taken pretty heavy losses. As for Khan, I believe he's only lost 1 or 2 squads of conscripts. Just 1, I believe. Maybe a squad of guards. However, his army isn't that much larger than CelticsREP, but his tech is quite far along. Now fielding himself a Katyusha. Oh, nice use of merge there, getting his guards back up to fighting form on the front lines. So, Khan going pretty heavy into indirect fire here. He's got the SC-76, Katyusha and the heavy mortar. Celtics is going to have to be very careful as his infantry squad's running them around on 3 or 4 men. Runs the risk of getting them wiped. Katyusha firing on the center. Oh, that was a heavy mortar shell there. Combined with the Katyusha, just waste that Raketenwerfer. There's still that one up there as well. Hasn't got much utility. And what was that? I think that was actually a flare as well. Flare from the heavy mortar revealed that Raketenwerfer, and then he followed it up with a nice barrage and Katyusha rockets, getting the kill. So that's some nice synergy there from Khan, making the most of that flare ability that has recently been added to the Soviet mortars instead of the precision shot.
We are ready to go, comrades.
So it looks like Celtics has recruited both of these Raketenwerfers now. Perhaps he was expecting some armor to come in, but that's not the case. Khan instead investing in that Katyusha.
Yes, comrade. Planted. Now we wait.
Sandbags are up. This now belongs to the
people and workers of the Soviet Union.
I think what CelticsREP needs to do now is try and ambush that T-70 if he wants to kill it.
Light tank ready.
Maybe make use of the Raketenwerfer's camouflage abilities. Try and sneak it into a position onto one of these flanks and then try and ambush it. So the indirect fire has now found a new target in the form of CelticsREP's Shrew HQ. But, as I was saying, he doesn't really need it because he's going for the King Tiger, which we now see under production. So, losing that tick structure will not hamper his production plans. Katyusha must be pretty close to being cooled down. Yes, it is. And that's why we see Khan using that flare once more, trying to find some juicy targets to light up with his rocket barrage. This may be the go-to here. No. Looks like he's just going to try and knock out the Shrew. And down it goes. There was a pretty good spread on that Katyusha barrage, honestly. Quite a lot of damage to the Shrew. Not that it would have mattered. Actually, EC-76 barrage following up now would have got the job done. Oh, Fusiliers here on the flank of those two squads, forcing them to retreat. Nicely down there by CelticsREP, getting in on the flank. Yeah, up close and personal, those G43s.
Sector has been cut off.
And now putting pressure on Khan's cutoff, so that's also a good idea. This is the one thing that Fusiliers cannot deal with though, is this T-70. And this is lighting up these Fusiliers. Oh, there's the King Tiger. Will this conscript survive? Oh! Sets off a mine there, but that conscript is lucky to escape with its life there. For our CelticsREP now, I'd definitely be building another squad of Stern Pioneers, not only to speed up repairs, but also sweep mines. It's been quite a few mines now that he's spotted. Oh! Conscript squad goes down there. They're right up against that shot blocker of the wall, and when that happens, nasty things can happen to your squads. They quite often get wiped. It's one thing to keep in mind. You want to be on the correct side of those shot blockers. Especially flak panzer. They can be real devastating. If you're on the wrong side of cover against a flak panzer, that thing will shred you in a split second. Oh, is this conscript squad also going to go down here? King Tiger's rotating, maybe not, but they are going to run right past this field of view. Misses that shell and is reversing to safety instead of trying to finish the job. Okay, Katyusha's just getting those couple of models from that squad on retreat there. Nothing too critical, and Khan is now down to 153 VPs. CelticsREP doing a very good job of holding on to this one, and this VP also in the south. And because Khan has invested so much into indirect fire, he doesn't have that much AT. So he's actually side-teched, put down tier 2, and has now fielded himself 2 Zis guns. And combined with the EZ-76, that should be enough to keep the King Tiger on its toes. Kind of surprised we're not seeing some T-34-85s, but maybe later in the game. Conscript's trying to put pressure on the southern VP, but not having much success against these Fusiliers. Just tearing up 2 squads on their own. King Tiger's also here in the south. Whoa, T-70 takes a massive shot there. You can see the difference in speed though, quickly backpedals to safety. At the same time, does putting pressure on the centre. Oh, but those conscripts that were up here got wiped on retreat by those Fusiliers. So now we see Khan is pretty low in terms of infantry, honestly. So all but one of his conscript squads, only got 1 squad of guards. Just have a lot of team weapons, but they're not going to be much good against these G43 Fusiliers. Perhaps he needs to call in another set of guards. Looks like he's instead going for an SU-85. So he's definitely going to be a bit light on the anti-infantry. Perhaps relying on Zis barrages actually. He's got a lot of munitions in the bank. That could be one way of dealing with these Fusiliers. Just continuing his indirect fire assaults.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Oh, those Fusiliers are really just playing super risky there. Oh, and he just decides to retreat before the point was even capped. Doesn't want to risk losing another squad to some of Khan's nasty indirect fire. Khan's sandbags here, kind of a poor positioning. You should try and line them up in this direction, so if you're approaching from the south, as Khan is likely to do, CelticsREP won't be able to use them for cover. He of course can use this wall here, but at least you won't be able to use your own sandbags against you. Oh, there we go. Zis barrage on the Raketenwerfer. Zis quickly gets shut down by those Fusiliers, but then the Fusiliers in turn get shut down by the T-70, so nice little skirmish there. Guards now coming around the flank of this Volk squad, but need to get out near cover of the road there. Oh, and goes a grenade, and that forces a retreat. SU-85 going deep here on the King Tiger. I mean, it's on pretty high amount of health. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Oh, the conscripts went down. Conscripts who are over here went down to those G43 Fusiliers. And those sandbags are now gone down as well. Doesn't sound like these guards have DPs either. Maybe they're upgrading. No, they are upgrading them now.
You are showing weakness. We are down to 75 points.
But they wouldn't have won that battle otherwise, unless the T-70 arrived. But credit to Khan. I mean, he's really putting in some great work with this T-70. He's kept it the whole game, and you can see just how valuable it can be to have a light vehicle in the late game if you manage to hold on to it for this long. It continues to be a great thorn in CelticsREP's side. And he's actually banged up a lot of fuel once more. I'm not sure what he's planning to do next. But I am curious. Surprised he hasn't built anything. Looks like he has now got a sweeper squad mobilized. And he is going to use that to clear the path for his King Tiger. Oh, demo charge there in the south. Wonder if CelticsREP is going to realise that, or if he's just going to die to it. Here we go. Oh, no. Yep. Well, that was a bit of a misplay there by CelticsREP. If you ever see a combat engineer squad just doing some lone capping on a point, you should probably get a sweeper along there, because it's probably got a trap in the form of a mine or a demo charge. In this case, the latter. So COH2 up to 10 kills.
Supply sector under attack.
That's alright. Could be better, could be worse. That's heavy mortar doing. Heavy mortar's up to 14 kills. It's not that many kills, but it has got that crucial wipe. And it's also inflicted a lot of damage. Also being extremely valuable using that flare ability, so he's really been getting his money's worth out of that heavy mortar, showing that there's life for the heavy mortar yet. After all the nerfs it's received, there's still some utility for it these days.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
So it looks like CelticsREP has fielded himself another Puma to try and counter the T-70. Not a bad idea.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
And he's still got a lot of fuel in the bank. Whoa, what looks like a squad. What happened to the stern pioneers? They're up here. They must have died to that COH2 barrage.
Enemy infantry.
It kind of looks like a stern pioneer model there. So that's why he's not doing anything with his fuel. He has to get himself another squad of stern pioneers. He's run over so many mines so far. And also that demo charge, he doesn't want to have that happen to him once more. And I can understand that.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Still, Khan is now down to only 57 victory points. Now that he's stopped the clock here by capping in the north.
Enemy is taking what we have secured.
So, CelticsREP is still in the lead in that avenue at the very least, and there's another COH2 barrage coming in. Looks like he's trying to target both those squads. I'm not sure how he knew that they were there. I don't see any flare in the region. I mean, it made sense to target the Raketenwerfer, but I didn't know about that flare. Oh, here comes T-34-85 trying to get a flank on the King Tiger. Wedged between these two tank destroyers. This could be a lot of trouble for the King Tiger. Nicely executed here by Khan. He's desperately trying to get around to his flank. Can he block it? He does. Main gun destroyer on the King Tiger. I think it's going to go down here. Where are the Kenworthers? They're back in base and in the south. Oh no. Well executed there from Khan, knocking out the King Tiger. And even if he does lose this 85, that's an excellent trade. Just a really, really well executed play there from Khan. Is he, I mean, I'm stunned and I'm happily surprised. That was a really great play from Khan, getting a nice flank off on that King Tiger, catching it unsupported as well. Even a tank as mighty as the King Tiger can go down if it's not supported properly. And that's what we got to see there. Still, CelticsREP continues to keep some good pressure on the victory points. Starting the clock once more. Oh, that T-70's lucky that ISG shell didn't hit there. I think that would have been the end of it. Which would be a great shame. This thing's up to 38 kills now. Really excellent play there from Khan to keep this thing alive for so long. It's going to be out of commission for the next wee while though. Oh no, in fact he's going to use crew repair. And that's actually a good feature of a guard motor as well. I was going to say, because Khan is only just bringing in comm energies now, trying to put some repairs on all his vehicles, which are, I mean, even the Katyusha is lightly damaged. Needs to get those back into fighting form, try and hold on to these victory points. And now CelticsREP is actually going for a walking Stuka. Perhaps tired of dealing with Khan's team weapons, wants to try and get some indirect fire of his own. Also, a good thing about the walking Stuka is it can kill the Katyusha with its barrage. It's a very strong rocket, so you can save it, try and kind of counter barrage the Katyusha and knock it out that way. If you want to try and execute that maneuver though, you will have to bring your Stuka quite far forward, so it's best to make sure it's well protected in that case. Ooh, the grenade does heavy damage to those guards. If they weren't in cover there, they definitely would have died. Heavy cover reducing received damage by 50%. T-70 on recon mode. Whoa! Was that a... I think that was a flare from one of these Fusilier... This Fusilier squad using a flare. And opened up the sight there for that, that walking Stuka barrage. Got 6 kills there. Slightly unlucky, I think, to only get that many kills. Because he did it right on top of that mortar squad as well as that combat engineer squad. Whoa, whoa! T-70 went down. Oh, and now it's going to be stolen by CelticsREP. The Great Thorn on his side finally goes down. How did that happen? Must have been to this Kenworther combined with a AT grenade, perhaps. Whoopsie daisy, missed that action. It's too busy caught up on everybody using flares so well in this match. Just a really, really nice usage of flares by both players, opening up options for their indirect fire.
The sector is at risk. The enemy is reduced to 200 points.
Oh, Puma gets a flank on the SU-76. That's in a lot of trouble. Down it goes. Vet 3 as well. What's this? Is this here in the south? It's a good line on their Puma. Oh, with the second shot there. That's the side of the garrison, and that will escape. And now CelticsREP has started the clock up once more. Countdown to only 43 VPs. He's in a lot of trouble. He's fielding himself another T-34-85, which is a good choice. Notice he's destroyed the Schwer, so we're not likely to see a Panther. And that should be more than enough to deal with the stolen T-70 and of course the Puma. Especially when the Puma's Vet 0, doesn't have that aim shot.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
What was that? That was the T-70. T-70 went down in the blink of an eye to the SU-85 there. Move up to V1 now. Stuka barrage in the base. Wipes a squad of guards, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it just didn't do anything there. Probably should have targeted the Katyusha. That's what I would have done. Action going on here in the center. Fusiliers easily winning this engagement. S-35 also out of position. T-34-85 in the back, trying to wipe some squads, putting some damage on that ISG, which has still been a quiet performer this game. 17 kills. Had that great start with that ISG, but hasn't seen much action since then. Uh-oh, Vet 5 squad retreats in the nick of time, unless a miracle shell hits it here, should get away. But now this, oh wow, lucky shot there from the T-34-85, clears the Rakenwehr before it can kill the T-34-85, so that will limp back to base. Looks like Katyusha's opening up for a nasty barrage on the base. This could be tragedy. No. Is it a bit too shallow? Why does it keep saying confirms infantry killed? I'm sure it's not killing anything. Maybe it got one model of the repair crew from the mechanized regiment headquarters. I think that's probably the case. Still, there's up to Vet 2 now. Could also consider using the creeping barrage if he chose to. He doesn't have as much munitions anymore, having used marked vehicles to try and knock out the King Tiger, and also having to put DPs on all his guards continuously as they can keep getting wiped. Has really taken its toll on his munitions reserves. And of course the vehicle crew self-repair, I think he's been using that a few times as well. All leading up to the depletion of his munitions reserves. Oh, Fusiliers may wipe the squad here on retreat. There are only 3 men, but they are Vet 5. They are super nasty. No, somehow they managed to escape. Quite lucky there from the guards. Now we've got 2 Pumas here from CelticsREP. Interesting choice. CelticsREP pushing deep whilst capping that southern VP. Pushing Khan all the way back into his base, and Khan's down to 27 VPs. He doesn't have much time left. He's got to make something happen. Let's bring in a fresh T-34-85. This could be the catalyst to regather one of these victory points. He desperately needs to. Here comes a Puma, feeling frisky, going deep for the SU-85. That Puma takes damage And it's got main gun destroyer crit. T-34-85 going deep, perhaps thinking about knocking out the Puma. It's going to take an AT grenade. Damaged engine, now rear arm exposed to the Puma. Trying to escape. Oh, what's he doing with his T-34-85? That shell bounces. The other Puma's out of commission, so it can't join in on this combat. There are no Rekenwerfers left. Here comes the Su-85 to the rescue of the T-34-85. Puma's trying to get a cheeky shell off on this Su-85. Try to finish the job on it, but is unsuccessful, and looks like everybody's gonna retreat back to base, start up repairs. Turn that off there. Till this is finished. So, CelticsREP has managed to get Khan all the way down to 16 victory points. Just needs one more heroic push to finish the job. Is building himself a Jagdpanzer. That's going to counter the Su-85 quite effectively. But the Su-85 is Vet 2, so it is going to be firing faster and more accurately. And that thing is no joke once it starts to vet up. Also having trouble going toe to toe with these Fusiliers now that he doesn't have the T-70 any longer. So I think the play for CelticsREP here is to try and get a nice aim shot off on one of Khan's vehicles and then just swarm it. So T-34-85 going in for a crush is unsuccessful, is leaving himself vulnerable here to a AT rifle grenade once more. Two Pumas here in the south, having a lot of trouble with the Su-85. Oh, I mean the T-34-85, but now that's exposed its rear arm to this Puma coming around from the side. Will it penetrate its frontal armor? One more shot and this Vet 2 tank is going to go down. Down it goes. Here comes the second T-34-85. But here comes the Jagdpanzer. Where's the Su-85? Still here. It's completed repairs. But it will not take part in this combat. Here it comes now. Oh, Katyusha Barrage, close range. All those rockets missed though. Su-85 in a lot of trouble. Jagdpanzer's on the prowl. Took quite a lot of damage there from the Katyusha Barrage. Also now on the fire of this Rekenwerfer. Does manage to escape though. Su-85 was not so lucky. Went down to that Shrek squad. So now Khan's armor forces are heavily depleted. Still on 16 victory points. Does have this VP in the north and the south. So it does have a little bit of time. Just while CelticsREP has to try and cap these points. And these guards should be able to beat these stern pioneers, but not once these Fusiliers arrive, and they're sprinting. They want to get up there straight away. Oh, that guard squad clumped up so close there for that grenade. They're lucky to escape alive. Can't believe there's still 3 models on that squad. That was super lucky. So CelticsREP also has to repair all of his vehicles, so they're all back at base healing up, and this could open up an opportunity for Khan's fresh T-34-85 and the Vet 1 T-34-85 to try and do some work. Try and capitalize on this brief period while CelticsREP's armor is out of commission. Looks like he's creeping his Rekenwerfer up there. This model is in the capping circle, and now it starts for some reason. Fusiliers are running up there. They break their camouflage to fire upon those Fusiliers for some reason. That's what happens. They don't stay camouflaged. They choose to shoot at enemies. It's a pretty bad bug at the moment. 2 T-34-85s. And doesn't have enough for marked vehicle though, so still has to worry about that Jagdpanzer. Oh, close range. Katyusha Barrage does friendly fire, but may wipe the squad. Whoa, that last rocket there takes out that Vet 5 squad. CelticsREP was heavily relying on that, and now may get this T-34-85. Khan is out of position with it. That shell misses. That shell misses as well. Oh, and that shell misses as well. 3 shells in a row. That thing is super lucky. Gets around the tree line there. Way to safety. Two VPs neutralised. This one here in the south is quickly being capped by the Fusilier squad. But this is very close for both teams now. CelticsREP also down to just 23 VPs. Whoa, down goes the T-34-85. Jagdpanzer tearing that thing to shreds.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
This tank has activated crew self-repair. So he doesn't have to commit his commands to repairing that, though I imagine he will now that both of them have retreated to the base. Both the Pumas sporting a lot of energy. This one Vet 3, that one Vet 2. What did they gain at Vet 3? Mobility and weapon potency. Oh, another Katyusha Barrage on the centre. Oh, actually does quite a lot of damage to that. Oh no, that was this shot. I was gonna say. So we're at a deadlock at the moment. 1 VP apiece, the centre one neutralised. Guards here in the south. But they need to be stationary to be effective. And now that they finally are, they may be able to take this Vet 5 squad out. Oh, he did drop one of their DPs though in the south. Here comes the T-34-85. Knows that the Puma is in the area. He's activated aim shot though. Turret is disabled for the T-34-85. Jagdpanzer's trying to finish the job. T-34-85 is taking a rather unusual path to safety. He's going to use secure mode to try and cap in the south. Jagdpanzer's caught napping. He needs to get that going. I don't think he's realised what's happening. Cheeky secure mode. Katyusha Barrage stops the cap of the centre. Could this be the end of CelticsREP? Needs to stop the secure mode cap. What is he doing? Now he's finally mobilising his tanks, scouring the area first with his Fusiliers. T-34-85 is definitely going to go down. No escaping now. It's taking engine damage from the AT rifle grenade. There it goes. But has that bought CelticsREP enough time? Neutralising that one in the south, and it looks like he may cap this one here in the centre. That's it. T-34-76 for a change. Doesn't have enough time to wait for another 85. And is he going to win here? CelticsREP's going to try to sprint his squad into the centre, but no. That point has been secured, and if he just holds on to this for a few more seconds, he is going to win. And with 2 squads of guards, he should be able to do that. Maybe another Katyusha Barrage. That's pretty close to being cooled down as well. Nope, guards in the capping circle die. This squad needs to get back in to try and hold the cap. 1 VP, and that is the win for Khan. Wow. Razor close game there. CelticsREP had a really strong start, but then Khan got right back in with those 2 wipes from the T-70, and that T-70 continued to put in a tremendous amount of work on all of CelticsREP's Fusilier squads. And just really nice flare usage by Khan, or by both teams, opening up targets for the indirect fire. Yeah, and that King Tiger going down, that's really well done by Khan. Nice flank with that 85, with the T-34-85, and then the SU-85 pummeling it from the front, combined with the marked vehicle. That was really well done by Khan. Nicely played by both players. I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.